She's living her best life, as people would say. This is what she was meant to do. And when someone steps into their truth, I support them. And she has stepped into her truth. She's exactly where she should be, in a bunker guarded by the military while she systematically destroys CBS.
It appears that comedian Tim Dillon has had a bit of a falling out with friend of the show, Bari Weiss. I say that because Tim Dillon does not pull his punches. Now, they certainly used to be friends. In fact, back in the day, there was a debate on like women's equality that I was really interested to see. And it was a debate put together by the Free Press. I actually went to it in person to see that debate. And Tim Dillon was the opening act. He did a set prior to the debate taking place. And it seemed like he was very friendly with Bari Weiss. This is before the 2024 election. But then things changed, because turns out Tim Dillon sticks to his guns when it comes to his preferences on foreign policy, on domestic policy. And in this case, he saw the Israel cheerleading, certainly from the likes of Bari Weiss, as problematic, and he would talk about it or joke about it on his podcast. So with that context in mind, he did tell Joe Rogan all about his falling out with Bari. And he explained why Israel First's crusade to eliminate all criticism is going to backfire. Take a look.
She's now isolated herself on the 6th floor of CBS, where she can no longer see the staff and they cannot approach her.
Is that true?
That is correct. And she's guarded by guards.
What?
Yes.
Where'd you hear this?
This is in the news. She's in a bunker like Dick Cheney in the Peoc during 9/11, except it's Bari Weiss at CNN, surrounded by guards, and no one can. And it's like a militarized zone. She's in a militarized zone.
Bari in the bunker and Ellison at the gates.
Yeah.
Is this real?
She's unbelievable. By the way, I like her more now, and she hates me, and that's sad.
You want to know who I think is sad? I think Bari Weiss is sad. No one wants to live like that. No one wants to live like that. But she has put herself in this position because her love and devotion for Israel reigns supreme, even if that love and devotion leads her to a situation where she's literally in a militarized bunker. Everyone who has to work for her hates her. I mean, they got rid of Scott Pelley. They got rid of Scott Pelley over at 60 Minutes. Everyone hates her. Everyone knows what's actually happening. Like, the jig is up. And so if you work for CBS or CNN, which just got purchased by David Ellison, much like he purchased CBS, you know that your platform is supposed to be utilized as a mouthpiece for Israel. And if you're someone who genuinely values journalism, you think of yourself as a journalist, you're not going to want to be associated with that, which is why I think Anderson Cooper left 60 Minutes. But what is he going to do now? Because he works over at CNN. I don't know. And this leads to a lot of resentment toward Israel and Zionists. So I don't know why they're doing this. This is not going to be good. This does backfire. And with that in mind, Bari Weiss did turn on Tim Dillon for a very specific reason. Some of you might already know what it is. Some of you might be able to guess, but he's about to explain it in this next clip.
She turned on me a while ago.
It turned on you how?
She texted me and was like, "You're part of a world in which people are anti-Semitic." And I'm like, well, what am I doing? And she's like, "You're part of this thing." And I was like, well, that's like, what is this guilt by association? I don't like this.
Part of a thing that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, she's like, you're part of a cultural space of anti-Semitism. And I'm like,
so is she connecting you to anti-Semites?
She's connecting me to all these different people, because the thing that she hated and the thing that she crusaded against was this whole idea that, like, she's applying the same principles that she supposedly didn't like, which is like, if you're willing to have a conversation with somebody, you endorse every one of their views. Or if you question something like Israel, you hate Israel, or you hate Jewish people, which is insane.
I do hate Israel, and I don't look. I'm honest about what I actually think and what I really believe. So, like, I don't, even if it's something I know is going to be super controversial, I do not like Israel. I want no relationship with Israel. I would like to decouple from Israel. I love Jewish people. My best friend is Jewish. My ire for Israel and Zionists, I know to some it's like, wow, how are you able to do that? It's very easy. I know the difference between an identity, an ethnicity, and a political belief. Zionism is a political movement, a political belief. Not all Jews believe in Zionism. So when I say I love Jews, when I think of Jews, I think about the Jews in my life. And the Jews in my life are some of the most wonderful people ever, okay? So like, I've said this a million times, but it bears repeating. Every single time one of these scumbags conflates Zionism with Jewish people, I am enraged because the person closest in my life is Jewish. And I see them like smearing her, defaming her. It makes me so angry, okay? So like what Bari Weiss is doing is so sick because Bari Weiss couldn't care less about Jewish people. And yeah, I said it. Just like Ben Shapiro was trashing Brad Lander for like, oh, he's not a Jew. He's not a Jew, even though he is Jewish. Since he's not like foaming at his mouth in favor of Israel, he's not a Jew. These people don't care about Jews at all. They care about their little Zionist project. That's all they care about. That is what they're loyal to. And that, in my opinion, is extremely anti-Semitic, considering the fact that they erased the Semitic identity of Arabs in that region because they are also Semites. But on top of that, by saying that this Zionist project is for the Jews, they are conflating two different things and smearing the global Jewish population as being complicit, being part of this genocidal movement. It's wrong. Okay, sorry. So, God, it's just such a loathsome thing to do. And by the way, Tim Dillon, it's good. It's good that you know who she is now, right? She was your friend and she turned on you immediately because you weren't willing to go along with something that you know is immoral. So good, you're not my friend. That's okay. I prefer friends who aren't in favor of genocide and ethnic cleansing and using my money to do it. Let's go to the next clip. Here you're going to see Tim Dillon explain some of the blowback after, just some of the blowback that he's gotten. Let's take a look.
You've got to be able to have that conversation without being tarred and feathered as someone who's like a conspiracy mongering anti-Semite, which is like there's a group of people that are, but a lot of people just want sanity. And this is not sane.
And just like you were talking about with the banks forcing that down people's throats, that it's going to make them,
Yes.
Same thing.
Nobody understands blowback. Like the CIA term blowback, when you like go into a country, kill everyone, and then go, you like us, right? And they go, no, not really. We killed your mother, but we're sorry, but you want the mall? We're going to build a mall. They go, no, we're going to bomb you and try to kill you. This is blowback. There's blowback when you shut down conversations, and in order to shut people up, you got to pay them or kill them. That's the only way to do it. If you don't pay people a lot of money or kill them, they're going to talk.
Well, we all know for a fact that Israel has been paying people a lot of money to be mouthpieces. And that's the thing that I don't know. I couldn't do it. I could not take money to say things that I don't actually believe. I don't have the capacity for it. And I mean, ask Cenk. I have a hard time. There are certain instances where, let's say there's a story and I'm like enraged about it. And I'll say things privately about said story to Cenk. And Cenk's just like, ooh. You got to hold back a little bit on the show. And then inevitably I come on the show and I don't hold back because I can't. I don't have the capacity. I don't understand these people who will literally take money to promote what Israel's doing. So Tim is right. That exists. The whole thing about like, oh, you got to pay him or kill him. Maybe. That I don't know. I don't have any firm evidence on that. I do know that I've received a lot of death threats for my commentary on Israel, a lot from IDF soldiers. By the way, IDF soldiers who are now, so offended. They are so aggrieved. They are so aggrieved. I had a post on X taken down this week. I got contacted by X to let me know I'm facing suspension unless I delete this post. And my post was in response to someone who called me a see you next Tuesday and said, don't you know 4 Israeli soldiers were killed in southern Lebanon? I said there should have been more, considering the fact that they're occupying a country that doesn't belong to them. Get the F out of Lebanon. I get that some people find that offensive. I'm offended that the Israelis think that that land belongs to them, that they are entitled to occupying a sovereign country that doesn't belong to them, as they, by the way, destroy entire villages. Okay, ruin people's lives, displace over 1 million Lebanese people. That is what Israel has done. So a supposed IDF soldier, I don't know who this guy is, asked, are you advocating for me to get killed? Yeah, get out of Lebanon. Like, you guys don't have God tier rights. It's not your land. You're not entitled to it. You're not special. Get the F out. Anyway, so yeah, there is blowback. When you tell people you're not allowed to say that, we're gonna silence you. Oh, you were critical of Israel. We're gonna get you fired. We're gonna get your husband fired. Do you guys think that leads to, it's hilarious to me because for all these discussions that we keep having about anti-Semitism, what do you think creates anti-Semitism? Do you think someone, let's say you succeed in getting someone's family member who's never even uttered a word about Israel fired because one of their other family members does not adequately support Israel? What do you think is gonna happen with that non-political person who's never uttered a word about Israel? Do you think that they might start thinking that maybe Jewish people are a problem? That's what happens. That's how people start to think. I think that's wrong because I don't think that Jewish people are a problem. I think Zionism is a problem. And I think this Zionist obsession with silencing anyone who loathes Israel or is even mildly critical of Israel is so stupid, so brain dead. So brain dead. They're supposed to be like the brightest people on the planet. They certainly think of themselves that way, but their behavior would prove otherwise. Now, just for fun, I haven't seen this yet. I'll be watching it for the first time. Tim Dillon did an impression of Bari Weiss. I'm just curious to see it. So let's watch.
From the Free Press, this is Honestly, and I'm Bari Weiss. We started this podcast 9 years ago because a white woman in Minnesota served a chicken quesadilla to a man and was immediately accused of cultural appropriation. That man's name was George Floyd. When J.K. Rowling had the audacity to suggest that penises and vaginas were different, we did a 72-part series on the fallout from her comments, including interviewing many of her slaves. After I was asked to leave the New York Times because I was too much of a rogue and a truth teller, I started the Free Press because I really wanted to encourage and foster open discussion and debate between people in New York, Miami, Tel Aviv.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Oh my God. Nailed it. Gee, I wonder why they're not friends anymore. Anyway, she'll enjoy her bunker. Tim Dillon will continue making bomb content and we'll move on with our lives. What more can we do?
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.